Hello, I am Axe, also known as Tigger843ASXM on YouTube. Today I'll show you the very basics of how to fly and genuinely play IL-2 Sturmovik 9486 by 1C Maddox games. The tutorials will be split into different parts, each showing you what to do in greater detail. If you at any point have a question, please do comment and I will help you the best I can. If you want me to elaborate more on a particular subject, let me know as well. Before we begin, I highly recommend getting yourself a joystick as it will make flying a lot easier than without one. Anyway, let's begin with taking off, getting yourself into the basics of flight, and finally, having a proper landing. For this episode, I will be piloting the Curtiss P-40E, as seen in one of my Let's Plays of IL-2. It's a sturdy aircraft which is generally easy to fly. However, I do not recommend having your first dogfight in this, as it takes somewhat skill to master. Whenever you're doing a quick mission, startup and takeoff will not be a problem, as you already start in the air. However, whenever you decide to do a full mission, you'll have to go through the trouble of turning your engine on and getting off the ground. Turning your engine on in IL-2 is very basic compared to real life. All you need to do is press I, set by default, and wait until the engine is done spooling up. After having started your engine, wait a little while to ensure that your oil pressure is rising as it should and nothing else is wrong with the engine. Engine failure at the critical phase of takeoff could be devastating. Press V twice to set your flaps to the takeoff position. This is very important, otherwise you might run short of runway before being able to even lift off. Slowly add thrust and use rudder to counter any torque from the propeller and or crankshaft. Make sure you're always in control of your aircraft and not the opposite. Depending on aircraft, you should lift off at about 200 km per hour. To lift off, simply pull your stick back. Remember to be gentle. Being gentle should be one of your top priorities. Notice how I don't use full power during takeoff. Usage of full power is never necessary unless you're in a dogfight and or in an emergency. I also wait until I've confirmed a positive rate of climb before retracting my gear. Retracting your gear too early could be fatal in case you had to make an emergency landing quickly. While retracting my gear, I also start retracting the flaps. There is no set time of when to retract flaps. As the pilot, it is your job to see when doing such is fit. Poor weather and windy conditions are causes that might delay retraction. You start to feel that your flaps are holding you back, rather than helping you retract them fully. As you may have already experienced, your engine has a tendency to overheat. To prevent this from happening, open up your radiator by pressing R and use less throttle. Some airplanes, especially German ones, have automatic radiators and thus does not require you to do anything with it. I have now leveled off, and by pushing my stick to the left, I have initiated a left turn. Applying rudder coordinates the turn, making it more precise. Applying force in the opposite direction will initiate a right turn. In order to make a tight turn as possible, decrease throttle, apply combat flaps, turn, and use the elevators to pull yourself around your own axis. Keep in mind that this will burn off a lot of speed and waste potential energy, which is essential in a dogfight. As you approach the airfield, lower flaps to combat position, pull the throttle back a little and wait for the aircraft to slow down. As the aircraft slows down, apply one more notch of flaps and drop the landing gear. As we approach our desired landing speed, enable landing flaps and line up with the runway. By now, you should be approximately at the speed that you took off from. If you're not, go around and try again. It is also very important to be at the correct altitude. If you feel like you're gonna overshoot the runway, go around. When we are about 40 meters above the ground, level off slightly, ensuring that the landing will be as smooth as possible. Try to stay in the air for as long as possible, bleeding off excessive airspeed. Your airplane will eventually descend the last few meters by itself, and if you've done it properly, you are now successfully on the ground. Gently apply brakes. Take care that your airplane does not tip over though. If you feel like you're about to run out of runway, apply full thrust and go around, repeating the process. If you're having trouble landing, keep on practicing. After having successfully landed, turn off the runway and taxi to a desired parking spot. Always watch out for friendly aircrafts that might already be on the airfield. You do not want to collide on the ground as it might cause serious injury. After going to complete stop, turn off your engine and you're done. There are 3 key elements to flight. Be patient, gentle, and always be in control of your aircraft. If you do all these 3 key elements right, you should always be safe and never crash. Have a good day.